Yo, what's up, Absent Gerald? What's up, Power Slave? How are y'all doing today? Yo, you finished your finals? Hell yeah, dude. Good shit. Good shit. Lithium? You want me to play Lithium? Sad but True. Guns N' Roses song? I thought you wanted Sad but True. song from NTRL. What's that guitar? Those look like EMGs. They are EMGs. This is an Edwards by ESP Explorer. They only make and sell these in Japan, but I got this from Russia. Kurt is live. Sounds like EMG's too groovy. Mastodon. Fuck, how does that part go? I haven't played this song in forever. Okay, it starts up here. Man, it's been a while since I played that riff. See how I am with the veninations too. Shit. I'm surprised I even remembered that part. I fucked up a little bit on the like solo section rhythm part. Yo, I'm studying for exams tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last day. Hell yeah, dude. Get them studies in. You have an extraordinary amount of potential. Keep creating and growing. Hell yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Unending Lynch. Unend Lynch. I think that's how I say your name. Little Wing. Little Wing, Little Wing. Let me in. Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets. Alright, I'm about to play Master of Puppets. Eddie goes because songs, please. Goes BC. I don't know Eddie goes. Zero goes. Sick. The solo? I don't know the solo. I don't know. You don't know what? Chat ain't moving. Oh, hell yeah. Is this a Kelly? No, this is a Explorer by Edwards, or Edwards Explorer by ESP. That's what I meant to say. They only make these in Japan. Sick playing? Hell yeah. What's your favorite solo to play? I don't really play solos, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what my favorite song to play is. I think I just like playing guitar, to be honest. Doesn't like really matter. As long as I'm not playing Nirvana every single day I come on the stream. My brother in cries, floods. You want floods? The moisture, the moisture. Fuck, how does he do that part? Still no riots in SF. Not in SF, that shit's all in LA. Is the first chord? Oh, okay. Oh, is that how it goes? Okay. Yes, sir. Alright, cool. I bullshit that part every time. I never really learned that part. I know he does an upper part. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Shit, okay. 8 to 6 on the D in the beginning. Okay. Oh. Does it go up afterward that? Honestly, it's honestly pretty random. 579. Like that. Same shape, just moved around. I pulled a silly. I mean, I don't really know that riff, so you're good. Hi from India. Yo, what's up? Bro, we got an Indian fan in the chat. His name is President Gremlin. He loves India. You should really talk to him. You'll get it. I think you're a really good rhythm player. Well, I mean, I hope I am, because I ain't got nothing but rhythm. Because I ain't got rhythm. Yeah, I ain't got rhythm. I ain't got rhythm. I ain't got rhythm. I ain't got rhythm. Bro, Phineas and Ferb is getting another season. That's crazy. Hi from Russia. You cool playing? Hell yeah, dude. I got this guitar from Russia. I don't know where, but I got it from Russia. But they only make these in Japan, so I don't know how they got it in Russia. From G scale. G scale. Iron Maiden. There's a channel dedicated for Iron Maiden. I don't gotta do Iron Maiden. Playing Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. Eddie. Brandon don't like Van Halen, if I remember correctly. No, it's not that I don't like him, I was just trolling. I just don't listen to him that often, or ever. Funny enough, after that one stream that I was talking mad shit about Van Halen, I listened to Van Halen 1 in full. I was like, damn, all they really did was they made like 50 style songs with distortion. That's like after the first two. Like I think on that record they had that song in there. And then like anything after that, it was literally, it just sounded like 50s, but with guitar distortion. It's kind of funny. Honestly, same. I think I heard Hot for Teacher once and that's it. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, Hot for Teacher is their best song. My personal opinion. The only song that I really fuck with from Eddie Van Halen is Hot for Teacher. Because like Running with the Devil's too slow. And Jump has like zero guitar in it. And then what's another one? Oh, Panama. Panama's a good song, but it ain't their best song. They got way more than that, man. Summer Nights Rips. The Indian dude must have used your American paper spray? Paper spray. You mean pepper spray? Reggie, what are you talking about? Kirk's back. I'm back. I am back. There are a lot of bands that a lot of people listen to that I haven't. Oh my god, Pearl Jam, yeah. Honestly, I've never really listened to Pearl Jam either. They're the guys who made Even Flow, right? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. They made Even Flow, right? That's that band. He has the like pickle vocals. And what I mean like pickle, he like everything just sounds like pickle. Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, I've never really listened to Pearl Jam. I think I put them on once in my car. And like, you know that thing you get when like you've never heard songs before, so you just like instinctually turn it off? That like urge kept happening. I got through the first, or not the first album. I got through the Red album, whatever album is Even Flow is on. I got through that whole album. But I was like, yeah, probably not putting it on again. His singing is called Yarling. I call it the pickle vocals. Only because that's what my drummer said. He was like, oh yeah, he's got the pickle voice. I was like, yep, the pickle vocals. That's what he has. Do you like Fatherhood vodka? Yes, I like vodka. I do like vodka. Fender or Gibson? Ooh. Shit. Okay, hear me out. If it's Fender or Gibson, I'm going Gibson, bro. Because listen, if I get a sponsorship from Gibson, one, the guitars would be cheaper. Two, the guitars get more expensive over time. I mean, so do the Fenders, but like with a Gibson, you can really rack up that price tag. Like if you want to sell your guitar, like if you need, like look at Kirk Hammett, bro. He's selling his Greenie Les Pauls for 50 grand each. Like, listen, if you want to go down the profit route, Gibson's all the way. And here's the thing, like, if I got a thing for Gibsons, I would say like, listen, I need 100 Les Pauls and like 5 Explorers, and I would only use the Explorers. I wouldn't use the Les Pauls. I would just have them in case, just in case like the music failed and like I get canceled or something. I would just sell the Gibson Les Pauls for like 100 grand each, and some dude is gonna buy them. And I'll play them for like one song. That way I can say they're used. Or I'll lend them out to other artists that need equipment. And then I can be like, yeah, Metallica used it. Or like Megadeth used it or something. I'll just like loan them out. Les Pauls aren't even comfortable to me. Oh, I love Les Pauls, to be honest. Just with the Gibsons, I just like I can't trust the G string. You know, that is a real problem. It's because of the headstock. But like this headstock design, perfect, perfect design. Barely goes out of tune. But yeah, honestly, if Gibson's all they need to do to like make the headstock stay in tune is like make it like so it's not so angled this way and angle it upwards. That's all they have to do, and it would be fine. System of a Down. Toxicity. Hold up. I was just BSing. On some Polyphia shit. On some Polyphia shit. He is on some Polyphia shit. Split Crusher riff? I don't know that riff, but I know 2, maybe 3 death riffs. My favorite is the Philosophy. Fuck. That does something there. I forgot. That's sick. Deserves a like, definitely. Hell yeah, bro. Do you listen to Metallica? Do you listen to Metallica? Do you listen to Metallica? I think everybody knows Metallica. Everybody who plays guitar knows Metallica. Enter Sandman. Fuck. Raining Blood. Ignore that person, Brandon. Don't say word. 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 How long have I been playing? I've been playing for like 9 years now. You were close. Like, pretty much almost. Actually, I think I'm coming up on the 9 years now. Because it's in June. I started playing guitar in June. During summertime. This war is ours. I don't know that song. I don't know how to sweep pig. You want to see me sweep pig? I got you. There you go. That's my sweep picking skill. Damn. Where you going, pal? Where you going, pal? Revolution is my name. LA riots are my game. Well, like him, I basically have a good feeling for Americans. Although I don't think they should take part in the riot against the tort. I mean, Americans are going to do what Americans always do. It happens every year. By the way, I'm saddened by the passing of Sly from San Francisco. Who? Victoria's Secret Flame. Damn. You know how much property damage that is? Like a single pair of underwear from Victoria's Secret is like $100. Yeah, I'm being sued for 13 million. Jesus. Yeah. 5 million is because of the fucking product, and then the rest is because of the building. You don't know him? Nope. Anybody know Sly from San Francisco? Sly and Family Stone? He's famous. Apparently he's not famous enough because I don't know him. Dad and I've been playing like Shadow of War for like the past 3 days now. I'm addicted to that game. Like heavily. If y'all haven't played Shadow of War yet, play Shadow of War. Game Pass core? Yeah, Game Pass. Bad game. No, you're just trash at it. A sucker is shameful. Out of Arkham games? I gotta get into the Arkham games. I played Arkham Asylum on the 360 when I was a kid. This blasphemer, yeah, ban him. Get bad, kid. You can't talk shit about my Shadow of Mordor. I mean, Shadow of War. That's what you get. That is what you get. That's what you get about talking shit about my favorite video game. Loser. What a loser, bro. He got banned. He got banned and he took his life away, bro. Sore loser, bro. That's what you get. I'm about to invade your place on Shadow of War, bro. That's probably why he hates the game so much. I keep shaming his orcs. I remember I got the Arkham City disc from my older sister years and years ago, and like every month I would stick it in the 360, but that shit was so scratched it would never work. Bro, that was my Halo Reach. My Halo Reach was like that. Get this fight, tell me your address. This fight? Bro, I ain't fighting you, I'm banning you. You'll ban that man again. Hell yeah. And yeah, that's my address. don't work out. What are y'all talking about? Alright, well, that's about all the time that I have for today. I gotta get ready for work. Gotta go to work. I gotta make that paper, that moolah, that monies. But thank you guys for tuning in. Nobody's gonna tell you their address. Get out of here. No, exactly. I mean, some people might. I know, like, maybe one person who would. But we're being dumb as shit, and he's getting banned again. Damn, banned. Banned for the one time. You know what, guys? Next stream, we're bringing banning back in a huge way. We're bringing the bans back. Everybody's getting hit with the smoke next stream on God type shit. We're hitting everybody with the ban hammer. Alright. That's all the time I got for today, though. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get going. I gotta do the like typical 9 to 5 job. Hi mate, what's your taste in music? I don't know. Whatever that is. Alright, but I gotta go though, for real. Thank you for sticking around, liking the stream, subbing, if you did. I don't know. I don't have the statistics out. Metallica and Floyd fan over here. Oh, nice. I don't really listen to Pink Floyd, but I like Metallica. I know like one Pink Floyd riff. But I'm gonna go. Have a good one, y'all. Stay